Hi everybody, my name is Catherine Moore. I'm the Director of Member Services for Csepp. Welcome to our very first Facebook Live event. We're going to be talking to you today about membership renewals. It's a pretty exciting time of year right now because on March 31st, as with every year, all Csepp memberships come up for renewal. So that applies to certified members, academic members, student, certified fitness centers, supporters, and industry-allied partners. We get a lot of questions this time of year, as you can imagine, with over 6,000 members trying to log in and renew, and we've changed the process over the last couple of years, so we get lots of questions, and so we thought this might be a good way to reach out to some of you to give you the opportunity to have your questions answered in a live format, as well as be able to show you, using this screen behind us, some of the logistics around how to actually go through the renewal process in your membership portal. So I'm very happy to report that over half of our members have already renewed. But I wanted to, for those of you who haven't, I wanted to give you the chance to see what it actually looks like when you do this online. So I'm gonna get my screen a little bigger so you can see what I'm doing here. This is the Csepp portal page. Csepp has invested a lot of time into this in the last couple of years to try to make things a bit easier for our members for a number of things: your online learning access, your professional development activity tracking, but mostly, and hopefully this time of year most importantly, is renewing your membership. So the access to this page is found at portal.csepp.ca, and you're going to log into that page. I'm already logged in here, but you're going to log in there using your Csepp email address and your password. If you have forgotten your password, don't worry about that. There's a forgot password button on there. You can click that. It'll send you a new email address. If for any reason the account isn't recognizing your email address, you can always contact us and we can walk you through this. Our email address is memberships@csepp.ca. So anyways, once you've logged in, you're going to see this page here that you can see behind me. This is what we refer to as your portal dashboard. This page is useful for all kinds of things. It keeps track of any of the events. You see them on the bottom left there of the screen, any of the events that are upcoming. If you have bookmarked workspaces on your right-hand side, and if you're in any discussion groups, depending on your membership, those will be posted under recent discussions. We won't get into this too much today, but what I really wanted to talk to you about was how to renew your membership. So the simplest way to do it is up here on the right. You can see these badges scrolling across the screen. So what we're going to do is scroll over to a membership that we could renew. Sorry, I have a lot of stuff on my dashboard. But here's one. So renewal time, your academic membership will expire on 2018-03-31. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to hit renew today, and I'm going to cross my fingers that our internet speed is going to carry us through this thing at a decent speed. So then you're flipped forward to the contact page. We want you to always keep this information up to date. It's how we're going to get in touch with you throughout the year. It's how we're going to mail you your member packages, reach you via email or telephone if we need to. So you just confirm that information, hit the continue button at the bottom. The academic members have kind of an interesting little added field that we'd like them to fill out to say what university or academic institution they are working with. So I'm just going to put in a test in here, what position they hold. So, you know, are they a professor? Are they working in a lab? Whatever the situation may be. Are they in a fellowship position? And their area of research specialization. This is also kind of interesting because when we need to find somebody who's an expert in a particular research area, this would be where we're going to search for that. So I'll also just enter test because I don't have a research specialization. Also, if you're accepting or seeking research assistance, so either you are or you aren't. If you are, do you want grad students, technicians, postdoc fellows, So just indicate that there, and if you prefer to receive your correspondence in English or in French. As with everything these days, there are disclaimers, so we'd like you to check off both of those, and then just hit continue. Once you move forward, it's going to give you your payment page. So here's where you'll determine if you want to pay by credit card or e-transfer. Both of these things are option to you. And then of particular interest for the academic and student members is that you can select here on the bottom of the screen this opt-in to automated renewals. So you don't have to worry about this each year. You can just select this, and if you've paid by credit card today, it will just re-bill your credit card each year on March 31st. You do get a reminder leading up to that, letting you know that your credit card will be charged, but it's just one less thing to think about at this busy time of year for our academic members. So if you've selected credit card, when you go to process payment, just as per usual, it will ask you for your credit card information, your the 3 digits on the back, etc., etc. If you select e-transfer, it will forward you on to some instructions as to how to send us that e-transfer. I'm going to go back to the dashboard now just to look at the student memberships. It's very similar. It's virtually the exact thing. The student members have a couple of different questions to answer. What year of study are they in? What university or college are they studying at? So on and so forth. But again, it's the same process. The Csepp certified member, so your Csepp CPT or Csepp CEP, again, it's very similar. You're confirming your contact information, you're checking off your disclaimers, and providing your payment. The certified members, because of the additional requirements for professional development credits and CPR level C, are not eligible, unfortunately, to do an automated renewal, but we've tried to simplify things as much as possible regardless. So once you have renewed, there's one other thing for sure that we would like you to have a look at. Up here in the dashboard, you're going to see a button that talks about the survey. There's a certified member survey up in here. If you click on that, certified members, you guys are well aware of this survey. You've filled it out many, many years. I'm not going to lie, it is a little bit of a long process. We just skipped it there. So there you go. There's the academic and student member survey, but there's a separate one for the certified member. We really want your feedback there. We like to know, who you're working with, what type of fitness assessments you're doing. We like to keep up to speed with these sorts of things. So if you can fill those in, that's very, very helpful to us. And as well for the academics and student members, we want to know, what conferences are you going to, which one of our tools, of any of our tools or publications are you using in your work with your students, with your research. So those surveys are really important to us, and we try to keep them as short as possible so they don't take up too much time, but I won't lie, there's a few questions. So once you have renewed, it takes about, right now, because we're right at the heavy crunch time, it's taking probably a solid month to get your membership renewal package in the mail. This includes your certificate, if you're a certified member, your Csepp, your little card if you're a certified member, and then some other materials. This year, in particular, what we're excited about is our annual report, which celebrated our 50th, it sort of bookended our 50th anniversary year, so you'll see that in there as well. There's a few other things that are pretty exciting. But if you're a certified member and you need your certificate for a variety of reasons, that's not a problem. You can access that through this My Account button up there on the top left. You're going to click on that. You're not, as you might think, going to hit My Certificates. You're going to hit Memberships. You're going to click on that, which will bring you to a list of everything you're a member of inside your portal. Any second now, it's going to flip over. And so you'll scroll through here. And for instance, here's my Csepp CPT membership. and I can download my CSEP CPT certificate to my laptop, to my desktop, and there it is. You can print it off. It has your name on it, and you can forward that. It comes in. It's in a PDF, and so you can flip that to, your employer if you need to, or any of your clients that you're working with, just so you don't have to wait too long to receive the actual hard copy from us. The other thing I wanted to mention on this is when you receive your renewal package in the mail, along with the documents I listed, for the certified members, you're also going to get your professional liability insurance certificate. It's really important that you hang on to that. We can send you other copies of that, but there is an administrative fee associated with it. So I really recommend that you just take that out of there, file it away somewhere safe, and hang on to it. Otherwise you may find yourself needing it sometime, and it takes some time to get it back from us. It's like a duplicate copy. Other things on the dashboard include your optional insurance add-ons. So for instance, those are found right there in this BMS, just a big BMS logo. BMS is your professional liability insurer, and they are the people that will provide you with things like kinesiology extension insurance for members who live in Ontario and Quebec, small gym insurance, additional insured for some of your employees, so on and so forth. There's quite a list. So you can access that through this link here. It's going to forward you to the Csepp store and provide you with a list of insurance options that you can purchase. The other question that we get a lot of is from people who might be going on leave this year for a variety of reasons. If you are expecting, if you or your partner is expecting a child and you plan to take parental leave of any kind, or if you have an emergency leave, for instance, you are caring for a family member that's going to involve you taking leave from your work, or if you sustained an injury and are undergoing rehabilitation and are unable to work in your certified practice this year, Csepp as of 2013 has been able to extend what we call a leave of absence to your certified membership. So that also, I think I missed the little scroll badge here, but you'll find it up in here where it says, here it is, you are eligible to upgrade to a leave of absence membership. It's some funny wording, but that's what it is. So you would click on this and you can send in, you can apply for this leave of absence this year. And the fee for that, I think, the fee for that is $128 plus tax. And basically what it does is it protects your professional liability insurance, but it does excuse you from professional development credits during the time that you're on leave. The leave period runs from April 1st to March 31st of the membership year. If you need to come back to your certification during that time, we can do that. We can sort that out for you. But it's a really good option for people who just aren't going to be able to maintain their certification for that year. I should specify that it does not apply to people who are going back to school. So if you're pursuing your PhD or even your master's degree or something, that is not considered a valid reason for leave, unfortunately. It's really more for emergency and medical leave reasons. Now, the other piece that I wanted to mention was, so if you have this, I'm sure you all know, is tax time in Canada. We're all diligently filing our income tax return to the Canadian government. So you may want your receipt. So if you pay, once you've paid your Csepp membership, any of them, they are all eligible for income tax purposes. It's considered to be a membership in a professional association, so you are eligible to claim that on your income tax returns. Again, you'll go back to this My Account button, and down here under Invoices and Receipts, you'll be able to find any invoices. I don't have a lot, obviously, but under Receipts, you'll see what you've paid for. So you can just click on any of those. It'll download a PDF. You can print it. You can forward it. You can use it for your tax returns. So that's about it, I think, in terms of the Csepp portal that I wanted to review with you. Depending on how, on the feedback that we get today from this live event, we can talk more at a future event about other member benefits within this portal page, because we think that there's some pieces that probably the members aren't taking full advantage of, and we'd like this to be as useful for you guys as possible. So I'm gonna exit this page now, and I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint, which kind of just lists a number of questions that we get, via email or over the phone, so that you can see, and I'll answer those for you. So the big question that we get from people is, do I have to renew? We get this often from our certified members who registered for the first time in, say, December of 2017 or January of 2018, January, February-ish. Lots of people say, well, do I still have to renew because I thought I was in for this year because they've renewed, let's say, in this calendar year. And the plain answer is yes, you have to renew. All memberships across the board are due for renewal on March 31st, 2018. So if you are any of the members, if you are a certified member or an academic or student member, or any of our other memberships, you must renew your membership by March 31st, 2018. As we've tried to convey as often as possible, after March 31st of 2018, a late fee is applied to it. There's a grace period that we give you of 30 days, but attached to that is a $50 administrative late fee. After May 1st and forward is another grace period. It's your final grace period, but unfortunately another $50 late fee. So if you renew your membership on May 24th, for instance, your Csepp CPT membership, which was originally $235 plus tax, is now $335 plus tax. The same applies for the Csepp CEP. Your membership, instead of being $265 on March 15th, on May 15th is $365 plus tax. So we really, really encourage everybody to renew their membership before March 31st, if at all possible. And then the bad news is that for anybody who renews June 1st or later, this isn't an option for you. After June 1st, your certified membership has lapsed, and you would be required to restart the certification process. So if you haven't done the certification process recently, or if you have, possibly you remember that it is not a simple one. So even if you're a little strapped for cash this time of year, we appreciate that for sure. But in the long run, renewing your membership now is much more cost effective than trying to restart the certification process later this year or next year. So we covered this mostly in the first part of this live event. Where can I purchase insurance add-ons? They're optional. Your professional liability insurance does cover you for your basic PLI. But if you have optional things that you'd like to add on to that, you can do it through your dashboard, or you can simply go to csepp.ca/insurance. This is just another recap of the leave of absence options. I've listed a couple of reasons here as to why you might take leave of absence. You can, again, access that through your portal dashboard, or you can go directly to csepp.ca/LOA. Here's a good one that we get quite often. We know that before 2013, there was often a requirement to submit your professional development credits with your renewal. We don't do it like that now. Basically what happens is the onus is on you, the member, to keep track of your professional development credits. You can do that through our portal, or you can do it yourself, hang on to your receipts, your certificates, whatnot. But we expect that by March 31st, you have completed your PDC cycle. So the Csepp CPTs, just to recap this, the Csepp CPTs always come up for renewal on the even ending years. So 2018, for instance, the Csepp CPTs are required to have obtained 20 professional development credits since April 1st of 2016. Csepp CEPs, they're on the opposite years. So right now the Csepp CEPs are halfway through their cycle, but by March 31st of 2019, they will have been expected to have obtained 30 professional development credits. We do not want you to submit those at the time that you renew, but we do want you to hang on to these, to your proof of attendance, your certificates, your receipts, whatever. We will contact you before December of each calendar year. So the CPTs, we will contact you before December of this year if you have been selected for audit. We always audit between 10 and 15% of the full certified membership base, and you would be contacted via email from us, and at that time you would submit your proof of professional development credits. So no, do not submit anything now with your renewal, just renew your membership, but please make sure that you have obtained your required PDCs. This is similar if you need to submit your proof of CPRC with your renewal. No, you don't. You are checking off a disclaimer that indicates that you have obtained your CPR level C, you've renewed it within the last 12 months, but you don't have to send us proof of that. It will be included in the PDC audit this year, so if you're selected, you will have to send in that proof as well. But again, you don't submit that at the time of renewal. We also get the question often of what type of certification is valid. So first and foremost, any certifying body that adheres to ILCOR standards, so their About Us page or their homepage should clearly indicate that they adhere to ILCOR standards. That's a pretty that's pretty standard among these certifying bodies. The other thing that does not actually qualify, however, is online training. So if you wanted to do your CPR, if you want to renew your CPR level C online, that does not qualify, unfortunately. It has to be an in-person recertification. The other question we get often from people who are working for, say, a community center, like a municipal community center, or maybe working in a university lab or something, is that your employer often pays for your certification. And so how do you go about doing this? So there's a couple of ways that you can do this. One, obviously, you could renew yourself, and maybe your employer provides you with the opportunity to submit an expense claim. That is between you and your employer. The other thing is we can invoice them if on your behalf. You would just need to contact us at memberships@csepp.ca. We can definitely arrange that for you. Had a minor technical glitch there. I think we're back on track. Sorry about that. Our gimbal was sedentary for too long and needed some physical activity. Am I still good? Sorry. And then the other question that we get is, I want to claim my membership renewal on income tax returns. Where can I find my receipt? Again, that's on your dashboard under My Account. You just download your receipt, and you can include that with your tax return or file electronically. And finally, again, to clarify, renewal packages come in the mail via Canada Post. Right now, we're looking at probably 4 weeks to get your renewal package. By the middle of April, it'll be moving along a lot faster. It's just that we get so many of these renewals between now and, or from the time that we opened on February 15th until March 31st, that there's quite a backlog. In fact, in front of me, behind the camera, is basically stacks of renewal packages and a team of people assembling them and getting them ready to ship out to you. That is the majority of the material that we wanted to cover here today. If there's any questions and you haven't had a chance to send these in at this time, you definitely can, you can access this video. This video will be available on Facebook. Is that right, Kaylee? Yes. The video will be available on Facebook. You can send questions in anytime after that, and we'll respond to them as fast as possible. I just want to remind you that March 31st this year is on Saturday. It's on the weekend, regardless, and we're not here on the weekends. So our office hours are Monday to Friday, about 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. So if you're waiting until the end of the day on March 31st this year and are having any trouble renewing, you'll be in a bit of a pickle because we aren't available to help you at that time. So we really recommend that you get get your renewal sorted out by the end of the day on Thursday, because Friday is, in fact, in Ontario anyways, Friday is the day that we take off. In Quebec it's Monday, but I'm not certain what the other provinces are going to do. So there'll be nobody at our CSEP office all day Friday, and we will be reduced staff on Monday. So please try to get your renewal in by the end of the day tomorrow. Otherwise, you definitely can do it electronically online over the weekend, but as I said, if you encounter any difficulties, we won't be here to help you with that. I hope this has been useful. As I said, if there's any other questions or you want to contact us after the fact, either via Facebook or through email, our email is memberships with an S at csepp.ca. That's it for today. Thanks very much, everybody, and have a good rest of your week.